Okay, this is a quick tip on making a page background. Now, you probably won't make a page background the same way I'm making a page background, but let's pretend that you're going to do something like this because you might find something in this trick useful to how you do yours. And so I found this image on Unsplash, and I really like it, except for this is right in the center, and that's not helping me. I'd want those buildings either down at the bottom or up on the top. I think maybe I'll put them up on top. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new document, right, for my page background. I'm in Photoshop. I'm not in InDesign. And I'm going to make this, right, it needs to be 8.5 by 11. Technically, I'd make it a little bigger because of bleed, but it's okay for this. I'm going to make sure it's 300 DPI. I'm going to make sure it's CMYK color, and I'm going to hit OK. And so now I'm going to drag this tab out so I can easily just drag this over. And here we are. So now again, I don't want this there. Maybe I'm going to go ahead and make these buildings a little smaller by, oh man, I hate the way they changed the shift. Okay, hit that there. And now let's make it, I don't know, let's do it both ways. So let's do the one on the bottom. Let's say I wanted that to be up in my header for some reason. And I was gonna maybe put an enclosure over it with half opacity and my name in it or something. But then this kind of cuts off here, and that's just ugly. So what can I do? And the answer is I'm going to switch to my eyedropper tool, and I'm going to select this color down at the bottom. And I'm going to go down to my background, and maybe I'll just make a new layer, and I'm going to fill that layer with that color. And that looks pretty good already. You know, I'd make sure I'm happy with it. Maybe I want more of a darker tone to it. There we go. But you still have that hard line there. So what I'm going to do is go back to this layer. I'm going to go into my eraser tool. And of course, I have some crazy eraser here. So I'm just going to pick a regular eraser, make sure I'm in regular modes. I don't know what I was doing with my eraser last time I was using it. I'm going to make my eraser really big by using the right bracket. I'm going to make my eraser as soft as I can make it using shift left bracket. And I'm just going to go ahead and just delete any trace of seeing that line. And so now I've kind of gotten that like that. Now I could have used the clone tool as something else, but you see this is an easy way to kind of get us a thing there. I probably, for this one, honestly, with the water, I probably might actually use the clone tool or make an extra area or even flip it over. That's sometimes something I'll do, and then do that same thing where you have, how am I getting into the eraser this way? I'm not really sure. Right, so just, you know, whoops, that's how you could do that. So let's do it the other way. Let's put that on top. Oh man, the whole problem is I just updated my Photoshop and now I'm not loving life. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this one down to the bottom and I'm gonna put it like right here. And so again, the same trick. I can grab this blue, take this layer, fill it with that blue, get my eraser, get out of my crazy eraser here. Let's just go into general brushes. Hey, open up. Soft round. There we go. Whoops. Be on the right layer, right? And just kind of erase any of that that line there. Just really make sure that it goes there. And so now I can easily integrate. Now, obviously, you might want to do other things such as, you know, make the opacity lower. Another thing you could do is use our layer masks and go into a gradient, right, with a black and white gradient. And so we could kind of, right, hide it more even slowly, make that gradient different, you know, something like that. It depends on what you're going for, really. But this is just a trick on giving you some areas so that you have some. The nice thing is, right, this is flatter, so there's a lot of space. I might want to even do something else, like use this again. And let's actually, instead of drawing with the gradient, let's actually use a gradient thing here. And I want to be black and white. Ooh, I want to reverse it. There you go. Okay. And now I'm going to turn this into multiply. And so now I've changed the whole tone of this image, right? And maybe I can even bring this down so it's not so there. There we go. So that might be a nice page background for something. So what I would do with this then is just save it. Oh, no, save to my computer. Stupid new Photoshop. So I would, Why are you putting it there? Get out of here. I'm going to call this, I don't know, I'm going to call it BG for background. Hit save. Obviously, remember, we should be putting these in the things that we have, but I don't have a real project going. Go into place. Go find that image I just made. Now, this one I'm going to actually draw out because I know it's the exact right size. Just making sure it fills everything. Whoops, it didn't. So I'll go ahead and get the free transform tool and make sure it goes there. Now, obviously, I could right here just go ahead and type in sizes. So I want this one to be 8.5 inches by 11 inches. And lastly, because I don't want to keep accidentally having this move on me. So you're going to want to lock this down. So if we go into the layers palette, open up the layers, I'm going to go ahead and turn on this lock here. Now, I won't accidentally grab it as I'm doing other things in my layout. So right there is adding a page background, right? You might want to do it with a texture. You might want to do it with an image like this or something. I don't know. But no matter what, I want you to try to use, at the very least, a light texture behind your background. But I want to give you this trick too, in case you're inspired by it.